Hey there, my name's Kenny. I'm with Structured Solutions. We're the makers of SSI tools for Microsoft Project. Today I'm excited to show you our new and improved SSI Watchlist tool. You can use the Watchlist tool to watch any items that you choose from Microsoft Project and track deltas to a particular date in real time. Let me show you how it works. In Microsoft Project, I'm going to go to the SSI Tools tab. Then I'm going to come into the group that says Statusing Tools and click the button that says Open Watchlist Tool. When I do that, the Watchlist tool is going to open up as a task pane by default on the left-hand side of Microsoft Project. Now right now my watchlist doesn't have anything in it, but I'm about to fill it with items. Filling the watchlist with items can be as easy as just selecting the tasks or milestones that you want to watch. In my case, I'm going to select these items. Then I'm going to direct your attention to the bottom of the watch list. You can see that this drop-down box says selected items. That means when I click this green plus button, only the items that I have currently selected are going to be added into my watch list. Let's dive a little bit deeper into what the watch list is showing us here. So as you can see, in the table, I'm seeing the unique ID of the items that I watched, the name of the items that I chose to watch, the finish. Now this is the original finish date as set by this option right here, initial date field. So I told it to look at just the regular finish date. And then right next to that, we're seeing the current finish. So this column right here represents the original finish, or the finish as it was when we first started watching these items. The current finish represents where the finish date currently is in the schedule. And then the delta column would show us the difference between the finish, the original finish, and the current finish. What's important to understand is that the values in the original finish column, once they are in the watch list, they are static values. They will not change within the watch list from whatever date field that you got them from. The values in the current finish column, however, will update in real time with whatever the current finish of the items that you're watching is. So the current finish is always going to be compared to the original finish, and that's how we get the delta. Now that I'm watching these items, let me go and make a change to something in the schedule. I think I'll pick this task, finalize presentation materials for SDR. Right now it's 5 days in duration, but I'm going to increase its remaining duration to 15 days. I want you to notice right away what happened over here with the watch list as I made that change. In real time, the current finish value of the items that I chose to watch was updated, as well as the delta value. For example, the item System Definition Review is now finishing on April 26th. The original finish date that we began to watch was April 12th. That's a 10-day delta. So this date right here is 10 days later than this original date. Now that's in terms of work days according to the calendar assigned to the project. And you can see the updated finish dates and the deltas for all the other items that I chose to watch. So this is another great tool at your disposal. Let's say that you're doing something like statusing tasks in your schedule up to the current status date. Well, before you start making any changes, you can watch, let's say, your key milestones. And as you go through and make your status changes, you can see instantly the impact that your changes are having to those key events, if it's moving them around, making them occur earlier, or potentially later. Let me show you a couple other features of the Watchlist tool. I'm going to undo this and set this back to 5 days. So my deltas are all 0 here. One thing that I mentioned earlier was that in this column, I'm watching the original finish date, and that just came from the finish field of these tasks that I chose to watch. However, the finish field is not necessarily the date field that I have to watch initially. In fact, I can choose a completely different field if I want to, such as deadline. I'm getting a message box right here that's saying changing this option will reset the dates. Would you like to continue? I'm going to say yes to this. What I want you to see now is that this column, the third column in the watch list, is now showing me the deadline. So rather than watching the original finish date of these tasks, I'm now watching what the original value of the deadline field was. And I can compare the current finish date to that deadline value. So let me go back to this task, finalize presentation materials for SDR, and I'm going to make it 25 days. Now in the delta column, you can see how far off our current finish is from the deadline value of these tasks. So for example, system definition review is finishing 10 days later than the deadline. Again, 10 working days as defined by the calendar associated with this project. You can have up to 3 different watch lists per project, and they can be watching different fields. So if I wanted to just watch these tasks in watch list 2, I could do that, watching the finish date of those. I also do not need to keep the watch list open to continue watching these items. In fact, I can close the task pane if I want, go through the project, make any changes that I want to make, and then come back and open the watch list and see the items that I've been watching and any deltas to the date field that I was watching. If you want to jump to any of the items that are in your watch list in Microsoft Project, all you need to do is double click the row that they are in the watch list. It will take you right to that line item in Microsoft Project. Doesn't matter where you are in the project, it will take you right to that. You can also filter for the items in your watch list by coming to the button that looks like a filter icon and clicking on it. That just filtered my schedule for the items that I had in my watch list 1. So I hope you can see how the watch list tool can be useful to you as you go through in your schedule and make updates to tasks. I'm really excited for you all to start using this tool. If you're on the current version of SSI Tools, it's available to you now. If you don't already have SSI Tools, but you want to get access to this feature as well as many other powerful tools for Microsoft Project, visit us online today at ssitools.com. Talk to you soon.